From betting on your own team to illegally climbing a goalpost, these are 8 times AFL players were caught cheating in 4K. Beginning with Travis Cloke, who used an illegal item that allowed him to take way more marks than usual. Leading into Collingwood's match against GWS in 2016, Cloke wasn't in the best form, only averaging 1 goal a game. But during the game at Giants Stadium, the Pies key forward was just brilliant, marking every forward entry sent into him with ease. Combine that with his straight kicking, and Cloke had his highest scoring match of the year with 4 goals to his name. But there was massive controversy after the game ended. Later, on the footy show, Craig Hutchison came out wearing a glove, the exact same one that Cloke had been wearing. Hutchison then stated that Cloke's glove was completely illegal and that the Pies should have been suspended for 2 weeks. But if Cloke's performance wasn't proof enough, Hutchie used a soccer ball to demonstrate how grippy the glove was, with it pretty much impossible to hold with just his bare hands. Now, Travis Cloke's cheating incident isn't too bad, it was an honest mistake, but that wasn't the case for Dane Rampe. Towards the end of Sydney's 2018 match against Essendon, David Myers marked the ball 60 metres out from goal and had a set shot after the siren, with the chance to win the game. Myers chose to kick a drop hunt instead of a torp, failing to make the distance by a long way. Sydney began celebrating, but the game wasn't over just yet. Essendon players were appealing for a free. Turns out, as Myers ran up to take his kick, Dane Rampe ran towards the goalpost, jumped on it, and bizarrely began trying to climb it. The problem was that Rampe's climb had shaken the goalpost, which is illegal and against the AFL rules. The Bombers players pleaded with the umpire for a 50-metre penalty, but they were unsuccessful. Sydney were unfairly given the 5-point win over Essendon. In the 2023 North Melbourne vs Sydney game, the Kangaroos looked likely to win their 3rd game of the year. They led by 3 points with only a minute left. The umpire was about to throw the ball up in Sydney's forward 50 when he suddenly stopped. He was listening into his earpiece. Every player on the ground was really confused, having no idea what was happening. Then, the umpire announced that Hayden McLean had won himself a free kick and a 50-metre penalty. So a free goal. North players and fans were understandably upset. Later on, footage on the Sunday footy show made the incident a lot clearer. Liam Shields and Will Phillips had run to the bench, and Hugh Greenwood and Tom Powell had returned to the field. This put North's player rotations up to 76, exceeding the allowed limit of 75. It's harsh to say that these players cheated, but whether they knew it or not, they unintentionally broke the AFL's rules. In June 2019, Jaden Stevenson was caught in a horrible cheating incident, but his cheating wasn't anything to do with the AFL. It had to do with betting. During the 2019 season, Stevenson placed 3 bets on 3 different matches. This was a problem because AFL players are forbidden from betting on anything to do with the league. But what made Stevenson's situation even worse is that not only did he bet on his team to win and his teammates to have a high number of disposals, he bet on himself to score 3 or more goals. Despite him only betting $36 in total, he was punished purely based on his actions. Who caught Stevenson cheating? Well, nobody. After realising his huge mistake, Stevenson reported himself to the club. The 22-match ban he received would have ruled him out for nearly the entire 2020 season, but luckily for him, 12 of those matches were suspended. And to make matters worse for Stevenson, he lost all 3 of his bets. 2 months after the 2012 AFL season ended, there was huge controversy for Adelaide. The Crows were caught paying Kurt Tippett extra money outside of the salary cap, amounting to up to $200,000. The club was fined $300,000 and banned from drafting any player in the first 2 rounds of the 2013 draft. But Tippett was also found responsible for agreeing to the deal, which he denied, saying that he trusted the club with contract negotiations and that they betrayed him. Tippett pleaded guilty to the charges, but said only because he was advised to by his legal team. The star forward was handed a 22-match ban, the same length as Stevenson's, with him also getting 11 games of those suspended. This cheating was unfair for other teams, who could have picked up Tippett instead, as Adelaide couldn't afford him. He also tremendously helped the Crows rise up the ladder from 14th the previous season to 2nd, with his 39 goals making him the team's equal highest goal kicker. At the start of the 2015 season, Collingwood duo Josh Thomas and Lockie Keith both tested positive to an illegal performance-enhancing substance called clenbuterol. It gave Thomas and Keith increased muscle mass and lower body fat, a huge advantage in a sport like the AFL, where athleticism is so heavily relied upon. The two were handed a 2-year ban, which meant they were available to start playing footy again in early 2017. But Lockie Keith never returned, not being put on for a single game for the Pies that year and being delisted at the end of the season. Josh Thomas, on the other hand, was given his spot back in the team in round 15 and became a regular contributor for the Pies throughout the next couple years. 2018 was his best season, kicking 38 goals and helping the Pies make it all the way to the grand final. But at the end of 2021, the then 30-year-old Thomas announced that he was retiring, as he wanted to pursue a career in finance instead. In 2013, Jobe Watson made the shocking confession that he had in fact taken a banned substance called AOD 9604. Although Watson said that he was told the substance was legal by the club doctor and club, and that they had in fact lied to him. It was essentially an anti-obesity drug, helping the player taking it stay much leaner. But this discovery was just the tip of the iceberg, because at the start of the 2016 season, 34 Bombers players were found guilty of doping, and all of them were handed a hefty 12-month ban. Among the 34 were key players like Dyson Heppel and Michael Hurley. Watson's captaincy was taken away and handed over to Brendan Goddard, who was not at the club during that devastating 2012 season. By that time, James Hird had left the club and Essendon had missed out on the 2013 final series, a chance to win their first final in 9 years, due to a ban from the AFL. What AFL cheating incident is the worst in your opinion? Let me know with a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one.